last time we killed Frulam Mondath and Cyanrath, the half-dragon. The leaders of this branch, the lesser leaders of this branch of the Cult of the Dragon, the head of this branch of the Black Wing of Tiamat, as it were, being Rezmir, who we still haven't seen. We did find some correspondence on Mondath's desk from Rezmir, elucidating some of their plans, which you can find in the handouts. But we wandered through this cave and now are in this room where some kobolds have apparently been tending to something, heard you coming and hid in a little alcove and lobbed fire and glue bombs at you, which you dispatched quite readily. And now we can see some egg-shaped eggs in the pit down there, and thanks to Yalara's little casting of her fairy fire or whatever, there are also 2 guard drakes down there seemingly tending to the eggs. So Gore has just jumped down the 15-foot incline to the pit, and one of the guard drakes has begun to stir. They both appear to be sleeping at this point, and don't really seem to have noticed your presence. What do you want to do?
Wow, well, I suppose Gore has the first say in that matter.
Yeah, I'm the one in the pit. I should have the first say.
Well, you all see him kind of just be like, screw this gated stairway. I'll just jump down.
Julian starts tying a rope down from the, little bar at the top of the stairs. So if Gore maybe wants out, he can climb up.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
Alright, I'm gonna start stalking towards the drake in the center here.
Alright, roll a stealth check. Oh, also...
I wasn't casting a spell, sorry, I was just making sure that this thing worked.
Okay. Also, Warlin, you took a little damage after you left last time, and we took a short rest. I think I used one of your hit die. If you are low on hit points, feel free to use some other hit die. But I think I healed you up almost to full with just that one hit die.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Gore tries to stealthily creep across the floor, but the ground is somewhat damp, and kind of his boot makes a squeaking noise on the cave floor, and you can see that both of the guard drakes now begin to stir. They haven't necessarily noticed your presence just yet, but they are becoming alert.
Alright, I figure they are gonna... I'm not gonna be able to sneak up on them, so I just start running.
Okay.
So
You've got one...
the first one.
You've got I'm gonna give you one surprise round. And everybody else can roll initiative, and we'll let Gore go first.
Ouch.
Okay, so I'm gonna run here and then attack with my pike.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's a good hit, eh?
Oh, I've got to roll for Yalara. right, so Gore's surprise round. He nails the just rousing from its slumber behind a stalagmite guard drake and skewers it through the butt.
Badass.
Badass. All right,
So
Gore,
even
it's
if
your
we die
turn.
here, it
What?
will forever poop in pain.
That's true. All right, Gore, your reaction's fast enough that even though you get the drop on them, you get to act again.
It's not dead.
No, it's not
All right.
dead.
Fine, I'll hit it again.
You will not hit it again. Seeing your presence, it's able to react and kind of brace against the impact of your pike. And I believe I hear the pitter-patter of little Allison feet.
Hi.
And
Hey.
just in time, it is actually Yalara's turn to act in combat.
Isn't that nice?
So you've got these two guard drakes. They're kind of dragon dog looking things, but fairly large, larger than the ones that you saw in Greenest, but similar to the large ones that were in the pen in the cultist camp the first time you explored. You're up here by the stairs that have an iron grate around them, or an iron cage, and you got a 15-foot drop right in front of you, and you can see Gore down in the pit. He has attacked one of the guard drakes, and you can see some, as I said before, egg-shaped eggs. I don't know what else to call them. They're obviously eggs at this point.
There also is a rope shimmied that you could shimmy down right in front of you if you still wish.
Yeah, that little purple line, Julian has deftly tied a rope down the slope.
Ledge.
So you won't have to make any sort of check to get down there.
Okay. Well, am I too far away to shoot at one with a...
Absolutely not.
Can I try to get this one?
Yeah.
Does that look right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. Yalara Allison uses short bow to attack. The attack, however, is unsuccessful, and your arrow clatters across the wall. Any
Alright,
movement? You want to stay where you're at?
I think I'll shimmy on down that little rope.
Okay, go ahead and move to wherever you want to within 25 feet. Okay, she's gone now. Julian.
Jillian slides down the rope kind of like a fireman, reminiscing the days where she just had to hustle around the kitchen and just uses a dodge action.
Okay, great. Warland.
So these are big stalactites that are like...
Yes, they are well big enough for you to hide behind.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the turn to inspect this one, or will a time be? Is there any place that I can climb up and hide out on?
From where you are right now, actually, because that little drop down with the rope is considered difficult terrain, you are not going to be able to get to that one.
No, I mean I want to look at it and see if I can tell if there's anywhere to hide.
You could hide behind it. They come up to a point. They're stalagmites. They're coming up from the floor. and so there's nothing really to get on top of.
So they're completely smooth. Nothing a little free foot ninja can stand on.
I mean, you could balance on the tip of it. I mean, think of it as a well-rounded spike. You know, it's a stalagmite. You could make an athletics check or an acrobatics check to kind of perch on the top of one of them.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and dash. To there.
Okay. We'll just say you went down the rope because that gate at the bottom of the stairs is actually locked. I'm sorry if I didn't mention that.
Oh.
There's kind of a cage surrounding that staircase, ostensibly to keep the guard drakes from coming up, or something else from coming up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you dashed and you're just kind of hiding behind it, or?
Yeah, I'd like to hide. Is it dark down here? I'd like to
Yeah.
hide, yeah, if you let me hide.
Yeah, I mean you can
I'd
hide.
definitely
You
try
can
to
hide in the shadow of the stalagmite. Make a what, stealth check, or just is there a hide? Hide is an action,
Yeah.
right?
So if it's dark, do I get advantage? It doesn't matter. Pretty sure it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's my turn.
you're hidden. Well, you took. I forget how hide works. I think you have to take a hide action, but we'll say you're hidden because that's a good stealth roll. All right, Ander.
From where I'm at, I'm not getting down in the pit. I'm a little too beat up to want to get down in the pit. So I'm going to holster my mace and whip out my light crossbow and take a shot at this guy here.
Okay.
.21 versus AC and 3
That
piercing
hits.
damage.
All right. Thwap. Crossbow
And
bolt
as
comes
far as
across.
movement goes, I think I'm actually going to move down here. Can I move right here, or
Yeah, I'll say you
Is that
can.
not
You can
necessary?
kind of nestle up against that wall.
all right, cool.
Okay. Warland being hidden, this guard drake who was just struck by Gore moves up to here and rears back its maw to bite. Uh, 11 versus AC, probably
Nope.
not gonna hit. And then, very quickly, as soon as he's bitten and missed, he swings around with his tail and tries to whap you upside the head with his tail. 9 versus AC. Probably also not going to hit. This other one comes up here next to Julienne. Same thing, takes a lunging bite attack. Another 11. And spins around with a tail attack. 22 versus AC.
With disadvantage?
Does it has disadvantage?
Yes.
How's that?
I used the dodge action.
Yes, you did. Thank you. So we'll roll again. 18 this time.
I think, yeah, that hits.
18's the lower of the two. She rolled a 22 and an
that
18.
hits.
All right. 1d6 plus 3 for 5 damage.
Okie dokie.
All right, Gore.
I'm gonna retaliate with another pike attack.
Crit.
That's 9 damage.
All right. This thing slumps to the floor, but still looks like it's crawling after you in its death throes, trying to protect these eggs. It's just barely hanging on to life. As Yalara sees it slump to the floor, what does she do?
I'ma shoot it.
And you don't even need to roll damage. Yeah, Yalara, you skewer the barely living guard drake. And as it kind of cackles and gurgles blood through its mouth in its death throes, you all hear a strange voice, not with your ears but in your minds, saying, "Oh, another meal."
Would I know something about this at all?
Oh boy,
Do any
you
of us
can make
know?
me. You can all make me a really difficult nature check.
Uh,
666.
I'm not even gonna try.
Okay, yeah, you're all extremely startled by this and have no idea what kind of voice could be going off in your mind. Julian,
So is this one down?
the one
It
with the
hasn't-
red X is dead. The other one
Okay.
hasn't been touched.
Great. I kind of just think of my father and how he's been just caught up in all this dragon mess, and Julian's just like, ugh, I hate dragons, and just kind of steps on the egg and then swings at the, whatever this creature is. I don't know if I know its name officially.
Probably not, but
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
all right. So, Julian, this being a almost 4-foot tall egg, leaps up in the air and lands on top of the egg, completely smashing it in a vile ooze of kind of black yolk goo, and swings at the guard drake with the butcher's knife and crits. Holy crap! 29 damage.
Remind
What's
me
up
to
with that?
not piss you off and talk about how you need to season your food a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, because of that little bit of internal roleplay there, I'll give you inspiration. So, this egg is no more. It was a good hit. You've cleaved the top jaw, like through the front of its nose and through the roof of its mouth, completely in half. But it is still living and still kicking. All right, Warlin.
I want to try to climb up on top of this stalagmite.
Okay, acrobatics. Yeah, no problem. You like do cartwheels up it and do a pirouette once you're on top.
Oh, I actually can't move over there.
Ryan, you'll have to remove the thing that
That
prevents seeing.
Oh.
Okay.
Remove the what?
The lines that you have that make it so that vision is blocking in order for him to get up top there, because you have enabling the force of sight and how we can't cross over the lines.
Here,
Just use your imagination.
It's okay.
Why
Yeah,
don't you
it's
do it?
okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
there you go.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Well, if you now I can't see out of it, so
So,
You
That's
probably
fine.
can't get out
we'll
of it.
pretend that you're on
Imagination.
top. We'll pretend you're on top of it.
yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine. This, I assume I can see. Oh, you gotta move me farther. I still can't see.
Yeah, we'll pretend that you're on top,
There you go.
much like we're pretending that we're
go
fighting
back.
hard drakes.
Over here.
You still can't see?
No, I can't see right there.
All right, you're on top of this.
Okay.
Stalagmite.
I'm going to assume that I can see everything that I need to.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
see
go
the whole
ahead.
room more or less.
I'm going to go ahead and throw a dart at this guy. Yeah, because I did all of that just to throw a dart.
Yeah, but you looked really good doing it. Unfortunately, the dart misses
That's okay.
and kind of sticks into the wall behind it. You would expect to hear a little chink, but there's kind of a pile of large rocks right behind, opposite your position. You'd expect to hear it clink against the cave wall, but you hear kind of a thump, like it stuck into something that may be hidden kind of among the rocks. Ander.
Ander's gonna take careful aim, loading another bolt, and fire again.
Yeah, you miss, and here, as your bolt kind of careens over the side of the guard drake, you hear very much the same sound as your bolt sticks into the dragon egg that's behind it, as the same sound that Warland's dart made against the wall over here.
So I can definitely tell those are dragon eggs. I mean, I would
You
assume
know
being a dragon scholar, I would know
I guess I
what
sh-
dragon egg looks like.
Yeah, I guess I should have told you this. I mean, on site, you know that these are black dragon eggs.
Oh, they're black dragon eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I know about black dragons? I guess we'll resolve that later.
Yeah.
That's kind of my turn. I'm not gonna move.
Okay. All right. Very injured by the face cleave that Julian just delivered, and enraged by the destruction of one of the eggs that it was charged to guard, this dragon, this guard drake, lashes out with what's left of its mouth against Julian. 16 versus AC.
I believe that is my AC, yes. I'm 16 AC.
All right, that's a hit. For 9 damage.
Okay.
Gore.
Yeah, I'm going to try to attack with my pike around Julian.
Okay, I'm gonna give it half cover. Ah, that's a miss anyways. Alright, not quite able to reach around Julian. The attack doesn't find its purchase. Yalara.
Well, I think I'm gonna put that poor animal out of its misery.
You got multiple short bows you're shooting? Yeah, your first one is unfortunately
Sorry.
not going
I didn't
to
realize
hit.
I shot twice.
That's okay. It's a miss. All right, Julian, you're covered in black egg yolk.
It reminds me of the days of breakfast shift. Just covered in eggs, cracking. Reminds me, I need to start cracking stuff. Maybe I start with this drake in front of me. And that looks like a miss.
That is a miss too. Unfortunately, your feet are a little bit slippery. Warland, still perched atop the stalagmite, sees that the attacks thus far have been somewhat ineffectual.
I'm gonna make it happen.
So this time the dart goes straight through the mouth and out the other side, dropping the guard drake.
Damn, son.
Dang, one little dart. Such a big drake. As the last drake slumps to its death, you hear yet again a voice in your minds. I'm going to have a feast tonight.
Alright, I'm gonna come around and come down the rope.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of run and say, don't anybody touch this egg. I want to look at it first. And now I want to examine it, and I know it's a black dragon egg. What do I know about black dragons? Is this gonna have to be a roll or as a scholar? What do I know?
No, I'll just tell you. You know all basic information about black dragons. They generally spit acid as their breath weapon. They're the most ill-tempered of the chromatic dragons. They generally are the most aggressive, and as far as actual power, kind of, if we want to put a Dragon Ball Z power rating on it, they are third in power to red and blue. They usually inhabit. They can inhabit mountainous regions, sometimes swampland, and they usually lair in caves.
So, yeah, where we are. Mountainous cave.
So, and I'm gonna relay all that to everybody here. What we have here is a black dragon egg. These are some of the most vile-tempered of all the dragons.
Sounds valuable.
Should we cook it?
I don't know. Being that I worship a dragon, I'm not sure how I feel about cooking and killing another dragon.
I mean, I will tell you, and you would know, obviously, that the metallic dragons are generally good and are mortal enemies of the chromatic dragons, who are inherently evil.
Oh, in that case, I say, you want to cook it? Let's dispatch it now.
Why can't we sell it?
Because
Or
that
keep it?
introduce
Are
more
you
evil into the world.
insane?
Also,
Do
it's
you
delicious.
realize what somebody might do with this and release another unspeakable horror upon this world?
They might make a scrambled egg.
Okay, while y'all are talking about that, I'm still troubled by the voice that I heard in my head, and I'm gonna sneak over to sidle over next to Warland. Hey, I just felt something. Did you hear anything talk to you in your head by chance, or am I just crazy?
I'm thinking omelets.
Borland looks down and he goes, huh? I'm way up in the air, by the way.
Right, and I go, oh, how silly of me. I am tall and you are not. So I scoot down, kind of bend down.
He's up on top. He's up on top of the
And by
stalagmite.
bend down, I mean
He's like 5 feet
look
above
up.
your head.
Oh yeah. So I guess I can't talk to you.
What about egg?
Oh, he can
Well,
hear you.
could,
You
but
can talk
like
to him.
whisper.
Okay. So I raised my voice just a little bit, but still just talking to Warland. Hey, did you hear anything a little bit ago that was not us?
Borland looks at you and turns his head and says, no.
Okay. I'm just
Are you going crazy?
Well, I don't know, but I heard something, a voice, while we were fighting, talk about eating.
Ooh, French toast.
Could have been Julian.
Yeah, Maybe.
Julian, I care not what you do with this egg, but I do feel that we need to dispatch it. If you want to cook it, but do it quickly.
Anyone have some bread?
No.
What a waste.
What a waste.
Can I?
While you all are talking, you see kind of from nowhere a long, thin tentacle emerge kind of out of the shadows and wrap around one of the dead guard drake carcasses and pull it back over towards this direction. Back over here. And it disappears.
Oh,
What the hell?
Okay.
Hey, where goes those extra ingredients? I needed those.
You know.
And in your heads, you kind of hear a, whoa, that's the first fresh meat I've had in, I don't even know how long. Oh.
There. Did you hear that?
You looked up at Warland. He looks a little frightened. He goes, "No."
Did any of you hear that? Or is that just...
I
Yeah,
think I heard it. Yes. Let's.
What is it? What can talk to us in our head?
I don't know, but I've got dibs on the egg. I hope it doesn't steal our egg too.
Whatever
Let
it
us
is,
go
I'm
check
sure
it
it's
out.
on the other end of that
Yeah.
tentacle.
Let's go look. Can
You
we
know,
see any?
now that I think about it, my arrow didn't exactly go clink clink when it hit the rock. It kind of went squish.
Well, Ander, you shot the crossbow and you saw your bolt go into the egg that's visible. Ander shot over towards this section of the wall and heard a squish. I'm sorry, Warland's dart would have hit this wall and gone clink, but it went squish instead. And Yalara, as you kind of make your way over to this section of the cave, you see kind of a shimmering, strange-looking shadow that looks out of place. It's apparent to all of you. You don't need a perception check or anything. And as the sound of kind of grows louder and louder in each one of your heads, you see kind of a hideous giant mound of flesh with a large mouth and 13-ish, some dozen tentacles wrapped around the lower half of this guard drake that it now has in its mouth and that it's just kind of gnawing on.
What is that?
You can all make a slightly easier knowledge nature check at this point that you're seeing it.
Which one? Nature?
Nature.
Oh man, my nature sucks.
Alright, hold on. I'm trying to find a picture of it, but... Yeah. Gore, you think that you may have seen something kind of like this before? You can't quite tell exactly what it is, but from your vague, distant memory, it seems that there are kind of cave-dwelling creatures with rope-like tentacles that pretty much only eat dead things and are scavengers, even though they're large, unless they feel threatened. That's about the extent of your knowledge on this this strange creature.
Andrew's gonna back away.
Yeah, me too.
It doesn't seem to pay too much attention to you as of yet.
It doesn't matter in Anders' book. That's something that he does not want to mess with. Anders gonna say, we should probably leave that thing be. You know, it's not doing anything to harm us. Yeah.
Every once in a while, kind of in the back of your heads, you still hear this distant, oh, yes.
Okay, as I'm backing away, I'm having a thought. Wait, do you think, is this thing intelligent? Is it worth asking anything about the cave?
Obviously, if it's talking into our heads.
Do you
Well,
want to try to communicate with this?
Well, I mean, I can try to charm it.
Or maybe
say it
lure it with
was?
some more food. Trade.
Yeah, what if... That's good, Julian. I mean, can you part with the other Drake?
As long as we make sure it's not gonna live, so, like, kill it first.
Well, it's dead already, isn't it?
I
Other
mean,
Drake.
make sure the other egg is killed.
Oh, yeah.
From the looks of it, this thing doesn't need our help to feed itself.
True, but if we bring it
But if we,
something, maybe it'll...
don't give it to them, he's gonna be disappointed.
And maybe in exchange he can tell us about the cave. Whatever it is.
Maybe you could make a friend.
Gore, you need friends.
Because certainly he leaves us behind.
So, what do y'all think? Is it worth it, or should we just go away?
I'd like to know, honestly, more about why this wall is not made of rock than I am wanting to try to mess with whatever that is.
I didn't have time to put like the terrain in there, but along that wall there are some, I mean along all the walls, it's a rocky ground, but along that wall it does seem like there's some pretty fairly large stones kind of piled.
Along this wall over here,
Yes.
Anders definitely going to move away from whatever that thing is and is going to kind of half-heartedly like put my hands on the rocks, kind of jiggle them, see what's going on.
Okay, make an investigation check. Yeah, as you kind of move the rock, some of them tumble, and some of the larger ones kind of shift a little bit. It looks like these were piled here almost intentionally, and since you are a dragon scholar, with that investigation roll, you can see kind of parting between the rocks that there is another egg hidden there that's almost the same shade as the other. Well, it is the same shade as the other ones, but it's fairly similar to the shade of the rocks, and it looks like this one was especially camouflaged for some reason.
Are there any special markings on it that might indicate why they would have wanted to hide this one from the others?
No, it looks identical to the other ones.
I'm gonna yell, "Hey, Warland, come down here for a minute."
Kind of a very dark gray with even darker gray or black kind of speckles all over.
Warland climbs down the rocks, comes over to Ender. What you need?
I found this egg hidden. Why would they want to hide an egg?
I don't know, maybe they didn't want this one to hatch with the other ones. They're different colors, is that what you said?
No, they look identical. There are both. All the eggs that you've seen are dark gray with kind of black speckles on them.
You think we should maybe keep this one, or no? You know what? No. If it's not a metallic dragon, it needs to go.
Well, how do we know what kind of dragon it is if it hasn't hatched yet?
It's a black dragon egg. I know
Are you
these
sure?
things. Yeah. Look here, little man. If you spent half as much time as I've spent studying dragons as you do trying to collect medallions of gods that are lesser than Bahamut, you might understand a thing or two about dragon eggs. Sorry, I almost couldn't say that with a straight face.
Well, I'm glad you called me down here for my advice.
Well, I just figured since you like hiding in the shadows and you consider yourself special somewhat, that maybe you might have some kind of insight as to why somebody might want to hide an egg. You know what? Next time I'll just ask Julianne to cook it. Thank you, little one. You may run back atop your perch now.
Just
Are
at
we
that moment,
hearing
you see Warland kind of
Yeah, you can all hear
mumble
this.
something under your breath, and you hear in your ear, "You should not," and it sounds like a dragon, and he says, "You should not argue with the little one. He's wise and mysterious."
I'm gonna look up Bahamut, and I'm gonna pray to see if that was actually Bahamut speaking to me.
Warland walks away.
Okay, let me see how to handle this here.
Roll it.
Well, roll an insight check. But hold on, I'm looking at something here.
Insight or religion? I mean, it's up to you, but
Probably insight
okay.
or
13.
religion. Either one. Either one.
I'll just go with the insight. I'll let it go with what your first call.
Okay, hold on. I'm reading.
I got it right here if you wanted it, Ryan.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, I read that. I'm trying to, let's see here. Ander, you are not quite sure what that voice was. You think it may have been Bahamut, but you've never heard Bahamut speak to you in words directly before? So it seems a little strange, but you're not completely certain.
Knowing Anders' past, he's gonna think that he's special enough that Bahamut might take the time to actually have spoken to him. And Anders gonna call out to Warland. I want to apologize for my rude attitude. Bahamut seems to favor you, little one, and I will take more care in the future to heed your advice.
Warland turns around as he hears Anders speak, and he says, "No problem, my big friend." He gives this really gracious bow. He turns around and keeps walking off.
All right, as this interchange is taking place, you hear a "That was delicious," and you see another tentacle kind of whip out of the darkness, and the other drake carcass kind of disappears off back to where you all saw the hideous tentacled beast.
Julian just kind of destroys at least the one egg she knows about.
Well, I mean, Anders uncovered the other one, but
Okay.
But yeah, you that's two of three dragon eggs destroyed. There's one left, the one that was hidden for some reason.
I kind of just stepped up to Ander. Did you have anything special planned for this one, Ander?
It must be destroyed with the others.
Okay.
I'm going to search the room for more, as long as I don't have to go near that whatever that thing is.
As you say it must be destroyed, you hear kind of a crackling sound coming from right in front of you as the outer shell of the egg begins to crack. And we will take our first break right there while discussing what to do with this black dragon egg. It kind of makes a loud crack and begins to crack. Just a small crack in the top of the egg as you all are talking about whether to destroy it or what you're going to do.
Oh, Anders not even going to fool around. I'm going to take out my mace, and I'm going to say a quick prayer to Bahamut. And my prayer is going to sound like this. Gore would probably hear it as close as he is. Damn these chromatic dragons. Damn them to all 9 layers of hell. This vile creature will never see adulthood. And then I'm going to come down as hard as I can with a big overhand.
As soon as
it's
you
too
start
late.
doing your chant, oh come on!
All right, as soon as he starts doing his chant, what?
I start running towards him to try and stop him.
All right. Yeah, you would probably have time to react as soon as you said damn these vile creatures. That's a speed. I guess make opposed dex checks.
That's going to be the unskilled dex.
Yeah, just unskilled dex. Yeah, Anders smashes the crap out of that egg. And as he does, you see the shell split and, kind of black ooze start coming out of the top as it smashes all the way. You see not 1, not 2, not 3 or 4, but 5 almost completely formed black dragon embryos go spilling out and kind of, all over the floor in dead little black dragony lumps. Now, Ander, you would know that a dragon having twins is almost unheard of. It doesn't really happen. It's been known to happen a handful of times.
I'm just gonna kind of like stagger back, like, what in the 9 hells?
Voodoo magic.
This is not right, people. Dragons have been known to potentially have twins, but 5 quintuplets? Julianne, if you want to cook something, you better cook. No. Didn't that thing over there want dead things? Make sure it eats these. Oh, but at the same time, I want to study them.
I'm so torn. Yeah, Ander, for that prayer and all that role play, take a intelligence point or a inspiration.
I already have one.
Oh, okay.
I still have one from trying to convert.
Oh wow,
one
yeah,
person.
you haven't spent that.
No, I haven't. You said the inspiration points are going to be hard to come by, so I'm like, I'll save it for the real shitty battles. I am, however, going to quickly scoop up one of the dead bodies and look at it. Do I need to make any type of check to like really examine it?
No, not really. I mean, you can make an investigation check, but it's a black dragon embryo. I mean, it looks like a little tiny, weird black dragon.
Weird?
Well, I mean, weird just because it's not completely formed yet. I mean, you know that dragons don't reach even adolescence until decades and I mean, they mature very slowly. So
right, and so these eggs, I would have known that like these eggs should have taken a year or two to hatch. So they've been here. They had to have been around for a while, and the fact that there are 5 in here. I'm gonna yell out to Julian. Hey, Julian, did you crack open that other egg?
Quite demolished.
Well, Julian like destroyed both of the other eggs. And
Did you happen to know how many embryos were in there?
We can feel through the mush.
I mean,
This is not right. This is really not right.
if you take a second to just look at the mush since you're having this conversation, you can clearly see one large lump for each egg that was the embryo. It looks nothing like this one. Now the 5 that came out of this one are smaller, just because they didn't have the room to grow because the eggs are the same size. But it should be fairly obvious that each of the other eggs had one embryo, and we're probably not as far. Andrew, you would probably be able to tell that they were not as far along as this one. But you do remember the note that was on Frulam Mondath's desk saying that Resmir specifically told them to stay here because the dragons could hatch any week. That's why there's still people in this camp, in this cave, instead of gone off with the treasure and the wagons and everything that you saw the tracks for coming in. That's why they stayed behind from that note in your handouts.
Yes, I see this. Yourself, and I'm looking through the letters that I pilfered from the desk. Yourself and Cyan Wrath are to stay behind with a detachment to guard the eggs. They should hatch within a few weeks and are at a vital stage. If they are moved, they may die. We need to be sure that all the eggs are found. Well, would I know how many eggs a typical black dragon may lay?
Would you know that? Let's see. Roll a knowledge nature check with advantage because of your dragon scholarly ways. Yeah, you're not quite sure what a typical dragon clutch would be.
I think we need to take the time, gentlemen, to really explore everything around, not just in here. We need to make sure this entire cave system is free of these eggs. The fact that they're all grouped and nested here makes me feel a little bit better that there's not going to be anything else, but we do need to make sure.
Nom nom. Fresh meat. Oh, oh. You all hear it.
I'm going to stand out of the way so that whatever this thing is going to do, I'm not anywhere near it.
It doesn't appear to be doing anything yet. It's still, you can still hear it kind of noshing on the other corpse of the drake.
I think we should ask the thing if it's seen any eggs, and I'm gonna barter with it using two of the embryos from the egg.
Okay, so you kind of scoop up, two of the embryos, all gross and sludgy, and as you walk over to it, and it seems to be completely nonplussed. It's just devouring this drake carcass as you approach.
I think I should wait until it's done, and then I'm gonna approach it.
Okay. You wait. It doesn't take it too long, a couple of minutes, and it kind of, it has different bones in each one of its weird, flailing tentacles, and it's just like really, really grossly slurping the flesh off of these drake bones. And it kind of gets done and lets out a sigh like, and you kind of see it almost start to fall asleep as you hear in your head, "Oh, I haven't had a fresh meal like that in a long time."
Well, I can see that it's fading into sleep, and so I try to think how to communicate with it, and since I heard it in my head, I'm gonna try to think at it first.
No response.
So-
No response.
Nothing. Okay. So nothing happens, so...
Oh, push your button.
Wait,
What?
now that I'm getting a little closer, I mean, can I see you do a nature check to see if I know what this is?
Yeah. Did you not do one before?
If I did, I missed it. I didn't hear anything. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you have heard of tentacled monsters before, but you don't know what this is.
Excuse me?
What do you have? I've cleaned all the carcasses that I care to clean for just now, ma'am. What is my charge?
We are looking for some dragon eggs, and I couldn't help but notice that you seem to appreciate freshly killed carcasses. I'm gonna hold up the 2 embryos. And I know you might be full, but these happen to be freshly cracked dragon embryos. And we were wondering if we might barter with you. Would you perhaps let us know if you've seen any eggs, and we'll happily give you these for a snack or dessert?
Not much blood in those. But I could probably use a breakfast when I wake.
It is the most important meal of the day.
I agree. Leave them. I will dispose of them shortly. And all of this, you don't see its mouth moving. It's all in your head.
I'm gonna draw my arm back a little bit. Well,
What's
first
and he kind of starts nodding off again.
Wait, before you sleep. Do you know if there are any dragon eggs around? Because I'll be happy to leave these if you can tell us what you know.
There were 3 eggs in this very chamber. Now give me the morsels.
I'm gonna feel like I'm faltering in my negotiation skills and kind of look around.
Make a make a persuasion check. Those do look tasty. What is it, young pointy ear, that you would like to know?
Are there any more dragon eggs in this cave that you've seen?
I know not. I was brought here from Linnathon's chambers. He was obviously a male dragon, and as such had no eggs. The dragon lady, she persuaded me to come here. Said there would be much fresh blood and fresh meat of the dead. I know not of any eggs that you speak.
Okay. I'm gonna like kind of look over my shoulder. Is there anything else we can ask? I know it's my idea, but I feel like I'm faltering here.
Perhaps what he is, am I?
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn back to him and say, alright, here you go. I'm gonna lay them down at his feet, and then, just one more thing, are you okay being here? You said you were brought here. Do you want to stay here, or, like, are you in prison?
I care not. Where I am, Linnathon fed me well. And the dragon lady promised that I would be well fed here. And I have been, after a fashion, feeding on the carcasses of rotten horse and goat. Those drakes that I just ate were delectable, though. I have no particular need to be anywhere that I won't be fed. The beings here seem to dump flesh regularly into this pit. And as you came in, you saw, there's a pile of kind of almost rotten meat. Seems to be just the leftovers of whatever the camp didn't eat. Here.
Okay, well, thanks for your assistance.
What is it?
May I ask you one final question? What kind of being are you?
The hungry kind in general.
Do you have a name?
I haven't been asked that in a long time. My name is Chester.
Chester, that sounds rather foreign. Are you from around here? I mean, I know what you told me, but originally?
Well, No, I'm not originally from here. Where are you originally from? And you feel a kind of weird slithery tendrils start to kind of envelop your waist. Okay, I can't hear you, but you push him away.
I'm just gonna like slowly peel that off and go. I'm not dead yet.
Right, you aren't. That's unfortunate. You are a tasty morsel yourself.
Well, thank you.
I hardly remember
You tell that to
where
all the
I'm.
girls.
I hardly remember where I'm from or how I became to come into Linnathon's service.
I may mention you might find that there's going to be a lot less food around here for the future.
Why would you say that?
the tenants are moving out. They didn't tell you?
I have scrounged for aeons on my own, and now I must return to that scavengerous life. If it is as you say, then I must away and find my way back to Linnathon's employ.
Is this Linnathon person in this cave?
Oh, no. He is much too large to inhabit such a dwelling. You ask of dragon eggs. He may have been the father of many a dragon egg. But when the dragon lady came to speak to him for assistance in overthrowing the towns of the green fields, she also bartered for me to be traded from his employ to hers. I will find my way back to him in the mountains. And there he will feed me yet again.
Mountains, spoiler. Keep that in mind, everyone.
So, I feel like I want to confer with the group. I wonder if we need to follow or go with him, if we need to go find this dragon or not.
That might be a good idea.
Can you
That
kind
may
of
not be a good idea.
Chester,
No.
Chester, are you leaving like right now?
I only have the word of this half-orc female to go on. I see it as no cause for action if I go a day or two without food. Then perhaps there may be some truth to what she says, and I will seek out my former master, Linnathon the Blue.
Blue? But those are black
We-
dragons.
We definitely do not need to be going to a blue dragon's lair.
Yes, those are
But-
black. Those are black dragon eggs. I merely jested, as is my wont. I am a roper of good humor. He may have fathered some dragon eggs. They would certainly be blue, but these are certainly not his. And of any other dragon eggs, I know not.
Okay, well, circle up, peeps. What are we gonna do?
We don't need to be going to any other dragon's lair.
But don't you think that might be the blue dragon that we saw back in Greenest?
Yeah, and I also recall what he did. And I also recall we shot him and drove him away. Do you really think he's going to be excited to see us?
That might be the
Well,
best
no,
time to
but-
take him out while he's weak.
Yeah, I don't think he's weak. We didn't exactly hurt him. We just kind of annoyed him. I implore
That's
you
true,
to
but
see
I
reason.
don't know. I don't know. Couldn't this, help us along in our way to uncovering the root of all of this?
Yeah, sure. We could do that. Or, I'm just throwing this out here, we could dispatch everybody here and potentially try to make it out of this cave without the rest of the band seeing us. And we could go talk to the Harpers. Well, I'm just saying, we don't exactly need to be going and finding other dragons. As somebody who studies dragons, I can tell you right now, we're not equipped to handle a dragon, a full-grown dragon. I don't see Julian carrying a ballista around with him. I don't see us carrying poison darts.
What should we do with the tentacle thing?
So,
Obviously,
you
it's
know,
probably not
he's-
evil.
He's talking about going
You guys
back
hear
to the
me?
same dragon that attacked
Hello?
here.
Hello?
Hello? Did somebody
Hello?
ask me something? Am I not paying attention?
I don't think you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're
I
a
can
little
hear you.
quiet, but I can hear you.
What's with all the thumbs up there, buddy?
I think Warland just suggested something.
Oh. Sorry, I totally missed that in my rant. What was that, Warland?
Oh, don't mind me down here in the dust as you all breathe the high life. I was just menting, what are we gonna do with the tentacle beast that is obviously serving an evil creature?
Chester's cool. We shouldn't do anything, but if we do anything, I really think that he could be our link to something important.
You all hear.
Shouldn't
You all
dismiss it
hear.
lightly.
You all hear loud snoring in your heads, and you can see that Chester's fallen asleep.
I feel like we could be a good source of food for Chester, just as good as any dragon.
No, but he likes dead things. And you just have to keep your wits about you.
I make dead things all the time. I like making people good food. He's hungry. I like this guy.
We're buds. We connected. But anyway, what should we do from here? Should we go ahead and clear out the cave and then come back and decide if we should check out the blue dragon situation? I mean, I would feel better if we cleaned it out. And it looks like we have time. He's not going anywhere yet.
Yeah, so he's talking about that same blue dragon. And I'm not really sure if we really want to go and piss this guy off.
I don't really want to fight a dragon myself. I'd rather stay alive.
I'm not so sure how deep this Cult of the Dragon goes, but I'm sure it's connected.
Or would you care to opine?
No.
Fine. Okay, show of hands. Who wants to just focus on clearing out the cave and then leave? Anyone?
Andrew's raising his hand.
Okay,
What
we need
are
to
we-
do
what
heads
are we-
down, eyes closed vote. Just kidding. Okay, you're good.
well,
okay. Okay.
What's the reason we're in this cave, anyways?
To get
yeah,
to the
just-
bottom of the conspiracy.
Well, just to reiterate the initial reason, the dragon scholar Leosin that you rescued from the Cult of the Dragon, who apparently knows more about this than anything, asked you all to come just watch the camp and see if any big things happened. If they did, go report to him and meet up with him in El Turel, with him and his buddy on Tharfroom. So you're here to gather information and then go meet back up with him and report. Ostensibly, that's the job that you've each been paid for already.
I say we don't dwell in things that we don't understand. We finish this job and revert back to Leosin as requested.
Orlin, you seem to be coming down with something.
He's been smoking a little too much yarrow root.
Yeah, I visited an unworthy establishment while we were in town last, I would say. There's ladies present, so I won't go much further than that. Behind you guys all over here, you hear a... Right back over here, you hear a small clap, like people applauding.
All right, well, thank you for that, Orlin. Should we go then, or do we need to explore further?
I don't know. I kind of want to explore further. Could be fun.
I think so.
Andrew wants to explore further.
All right, well, that's 3 out of 5. So, you're all in this pit. There's a sleeping, strange tentacled being. You've obviously just found the dragon eggs. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one since they're all destroyed. Yeah, where to? Back up the rope.
Has it been an hour? I mean, can we say we've taken a short rest through this period, or?
Sure,
not?
yeah. While everyone was kind of sitting around discussing, and after you realized that the roper was no real threat, we can do a short rest.
All right, I want to get a tally on everybody to see how everybody's doing hit point wise, health wise.
If you have any hit dice, you can spend them. You won't get your hit dice back until, obviously, a long rest, but you should have 3 or...
Because remember, I can give you some free healing. Like, doesn't cost me a spell.
And Yulara, your animal forms are back. You can shapeshift anytime you want.
Have we spent any hit dice this day yet?
Well, we've had 3 short rests this
okay.
day so far, so you can spend any number of hit dice you want
I'm
during
out
a short rest.
Julian, how are you feeling? How bad are you hurt?
I'm at 17.
Out of?
31.
Yeah, alright, so I've got 15 hit points. I'm gonna split between you and me. You take 8, I'll take 7.
Okay.
Gore, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Come on, you don't have to be that much of a man. If you're hurt, let me know. I don't need
Said
you
I'm
falling
fine.
down. Alright.
Every time Andrew tries to heal Gore, he has to make a will save to see if he accepts it. Now,
Alright, so Gore, Julian, you take 8 hit points, I'll take 7.
preserve life heals people?
Yes, it does.
I thought
Allow
it was
me
for preserving
to
corpses. No, I believe you. I believe you. I don't have all
No,
the
seriously,
spells
because
memorized.
it's like really awesome. Like it's almost ridiculous and.
Well,
in
your
my opinion,
disembodied
broken.
flying around mace is a pretty powerful spell. Like the cleric spells are actually really good in this edition.
Yeah, the cleric's not just I'll hit back and keep healing you until I'm out of heals kind of a thing. Oh, that's right, it's in the class thing.
Well, while you look that up, where let's see, Julian's starting to head off towards the stairs to the west. Gore's still just hanging out in the pit.
Yeah.
He's in the pit.
Alright, I'm coming.
We're all in the purge.
Yeah, so, okay, preserve life. As an action, you present your holy symbol and evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose any creatures within 30 feet of you and divide those hit points amongst them. This feature can restore a creature to no more than... Oh, shit. Never mind. You can't use this feature on an undead or a construct. Damn. I had that all backwards.
You can't use it on an undead or a construct. None of the people you healed are undead or constructs.
Right, but it says this feature can restore a creature to no more than half of its hit points. So if you're over half, I can't heal you.
So none for Julian and none for Ander, probably.
Damn. I don't want to waste a spell on that. So, how many hit die do I have left? Shit. I only have 1 left. Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
All right, where to?
I seem to remember there was another... Oh no, that was the way back.
Yeah, there's only one way out of here. Now this room, number 9, is the room where the treasure chest, the half dragon that you killed, and the statue of Tiamat was. And Yulara had said that the stairs to the north west were the ones that she was on when she was a cat and scouting out this place initially.
And what did you say about this, these stairs? What was so bad about these stairs, Yulara?
There is a carpeting of poisonous spore shooting fungi
In the next room.
Ooh.
in the next room.
Righto. I suggest we take our leave, gentlemen. But not before I examine this room in more detail. I just want to kind of look around, examining the walls, seeing if there's anything that seems out of place.
The only thing you notice about these walls is that this room, out of the rest of them, seems to be like purposefully dug, and the walls are smooth and have been this room has been made by, intelligent hands for a purpose. All the rest of the rooms that you have come into have been part of the actual natural cave. But other than that, you don't see anything of note about this room. Gore has gone kind of up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Gore, might I insist you not go into the poisonous mushroom room?
Well, Gore, from where you are, you can see that there's a pretty significant gap, and the main bulk of the actual carpeting of fungi is off to your left, 5 or 10 feet. The way ahead, you can see another staircase leading up into the darkness, and the passage opening towards your right, with not too many poisonous mushrooms.
Okay, I think it's safe to cross.
Where you at?
Oh yeah,
There's
you
a
learn
lot
Moreland.
more.
Get your tokens.
See where you guys
They're
are up
going
to.
out.
Wow, okay. Gore, do you see that area down to the southwest of here?
Yeah.
Do you want me to cross first?
I kind of want to see what's up there.
The area to the southwest. So Gore and Ander, from where you are both right now, you see off to your left a pretty significant blanket of fungi. And you don't know this. You wouldn't know this of your own accord, but since Yalara had been here through here before, you know that those mushrooms can be, if traversed the wrong way, release poisonous spores. Off to your right, you see small patches of that mushroom, but more or less it's an open chamber off to your right. Dark and dank, no real light sources to speak of. And then directly in front of you, you see another kind of snaking stairway leading up.
Okay.
How high up?
Not too high, maybe 20 feet, 15, 20 feet. It's just kind of going up to another, it's not like a whole other floor, but...
Alright, so I shouldn't be able to see what I see then.
Yeah, you gotta make it a little darker, Ryan.
Well, you guys have dark vision for 60 feet.
I don't. I just have light.
I do.
I mean, no, you could, okay.
But the
Well,
fact that there's a light source up in these rooms, that's
Yeah,
what's
you
lighting
can-
it up.
You can see light coming down through the stairway, and you can see up into that there's a chamber that it opens up into at the top of the stairs. I said 20 or 15 feet. Let's say they're really short stairs, and they kind of go up. Maybe it's only 6 feet. And yeah, you can see some kind of remnants of like furniture or different things. Do you all see anything else? See, I can't tell what you see or don't see.
I can see all the way to here.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say that whatever you can see on the map, your character can see. So you see kind of milling about back in this chamber, different figures moving back and forth in front of the kind of flickering torchlight, and they're obviously kobolds. And there looks to be a lot of them moving back and forth. Apparently they have not heard you yet, though, since you're at the bottom of the staircase.
Well, Gore, it's up to you. I mean, you've been rushing into these things. I would advise that we probably try to avoid these creatures, but on the other hand, we might be able to convince them to follow a platinum dragon rather than what dragon they are serving.
Off to your right, looks like a big chamber with some stalagmites coming up from the bottom, and it looks relatively empty. You can tell, though, that the ceiling is completely carpeted in sleeping bats. And it's getting to be it's probably about 5 in the afternoon at this point. You all entered the cave at maybe around 2. So you've been in here for a little while. Or well, it'd be later than that because you took 3 short rests. Yeah, it'd be early evening. It'd be probably getting on to like 6 or 7 p.m. So.
That's
Dinner time.
Alright. Let's go this way.
I could probably navigate around these. They're pretty small.
What's
The-
Yeah, the mushrooms off to your left, they're small. There's a path kind of going around the upper edge and the lower edge of the room. And Yalara, last week, she had already been through there as a cat when she scouted this area. And those mushrooms released some kind of toxic poison when she took a certain path.
Okay. Does anybody see Gore?
He's behind me.
Gore's right next. Gore's like 6 feet away from you.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I meant Julianne. I couldn't see around the corner. Okay, well, if we're going this way, then please lead on.
All right. as you all enter this room, are you trying to proceed quietly at all, or are you just walking through?
Yeah, I would say
Quietly.
yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Quietly.
I assume so. I just didn't want to. Okay, everybody make a stealth check.
I say I'm trying to proceed quietly, but really, I'm just stomping around. Hey guys, look how quiet I am.
All right, we need the other two people to succeed. Okay, that's one success. And Warlin. I don't see your stealth roll.
Oh.
It's okay. He's good at stealth.
I know, yeah, he is. It's a
Good
really
thing you
easy.
didn't see
Oh no! All right,
No.
so
Inspiration time.
Julian and Gore
This is an inspirational moment.
oddly are the most stealthy of the group in this particular situation.
I think this is a good inspirational time.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely take inspiration and take your 23 or re-roll if you want.
I'll take the 23.
Yeah, okay. You all sneak into the room and fail to disturb the bats. But you do notice that the floor is also littered with dead bats. And up among the regular size, normal, average, everyday bats, you also see... Hold on, don't move just yet. I'm trying to show you the locations of the things that you see. I'm gonna see if this works. You see, mixed among the regular bats, some, and if you want to know exactly what they are, make a knowledge nature check, but you see some extremely large and deformed looking bats hanging upside down from the ceiling, mixed in among the regular bats. But they don't appear
like
to
this.
notice your they don't appear to notice your presence, but from the dead bats on the floor you can tell that they're carnivorous and they have been eating some of the regular bats, and there are quite a few of the large deformed looking things.
Kobolds might be more fun than these.
And the other bats are just sitting there.
Yeah, they're
Okay
just
with-
sleeping, hanging out.
Well, that's a good sign, maybe.
It's creepy. Let's keep going. It's a really creepy cave.
Andrew and Yalara are the only people that want to nature and try and find out what these things are. That's totally fine. As you get next to these, Yalara, as you go past these mushrooms, you can tell that they are the benign kind of normal foot-tall mushrooms. They're a very special variety that you kind of walked past on one path on your way out last time, and none of these appear to be that dangerous. I'm not going to make you roll for that since you already had interactions with the dangerous kind. So, in front of you,
Wait.
well, see, you can all see that the chamber opens up in front of you and kind of goes off of a short 10-foot cliff and then kind of disappears further into darkness. Again, I don't know what you can see, so what you can see is what you can see. Just tell me. If you see that stuff, you can see piles of trash. What looks like just refuse and you know, different discarded clothes and just stuff that looks like trash piled up at the base of these two kind of descending 10-foot cliffs. Off to the east, there's a staircase leading down, a small staircase that looks like it just goes into another chamber of the cave where there's some more stalagmites. And then off to the northwest, somewhat larger opening appears, and you can see some more kobolds kind of milling around in that area. But since you all were stealthy, they have not noticed you yet.
All right, let's go
I don't
away.
remember where's where from here.
Well, guys, we need to make a decision quick because my shield is emanating a lot of light.
Well, stop
I
it.
forgot about that.
Is that like in Middle Earth? Which is a strange country I had a dream about once.
All right, let's go down the stairs.
Okay. You enter this room kind of at the base of the stairs, and it is noticeably colder. The room just feels chilly, and you can see as you step in a lot of carcasses strewn about of goats and wolves, horses. It's naturally cold. You don't know if there might be, there's no way to tell why it's cold, but you can tell that this room was obviously just used as a meat locker for food. And there's a bunch of skinned and gutted, prepared, like nicely prepared animal carcasses in this room.
Okay.
This kind of seems like a dead end, but I'm gonna go ahead and check the walls again.
You're gonna check the walls?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll an investigation. Yeah, there you can tell pretty readily that there's nothing special about these walls. This room has not had a whole lot of attention paid to it. It's probably just a naturally occurring cave alcove. Ilara, if you're going back into that room, make another stealth check. Julian as well.
Yeah, I think we should go back as a group again.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
I love being quiet.
Ilara, your dex is like 19 or something too.
I kind of
Ooh,
just
hey,
poke her in the
man.
ribs.
Hey, I did good. For the first time ever. Like, I must have oiled my armor or something. Put some felt in between chinks in my scale.
All right, again, just as last time, it comes down to Warlin, who doesn't have inspiration anymore.
A 15-foot cube. Hold on.
Dude, don't screw this up.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a stealth check, but as you guys look down, Warlin mumbles something over his head, and then you guys look up above you, and you see what appears to be the exact same footing, and it's like essentially the ground has mirrored itself above you guys in a 15-foot cube. And it's right above your head.
So it's like a mirror image of the stairs that they're on, but above.
Yep.
Okay.
And as we move, it's gonna project. I'm gonna move it with us.
Okay, you're gonna have
So
to.
we need to stay within.
You're gonna have to
how
clue
many
me
feet
in
of
on
you?
what you're doing.
How do I put this out there?
wow. Alright, that's a lot of text.
Basically, I create an image of an object that's a 15-foot cube. I thought it said I could move it.
Well, even if you
Yeah,
can
as
move
the
it,
image changes location, you can alter the appearance so that it moves appears for natural image. Basically,
Okay.
I'm creating a 15-foot image above us that looks like the floor beneath us, so that while we walk, it looks like there's nobody there. If that makes any sense.
it makes a little bit of sense. I assume that what you're trying to do is disguise your presence from these sleeping bat creatures
That are above us, yes.
that are above you. But in my mind, there's a floor and a ceiling, and if you make the ceiling mirror the floor,
No, I'm making the floor, like, to them, they're looking down, right?
yeah, they're looking down on the floor.
And so if I project the floor above our heads, they just see the
Okay. Okay, I got you now. So the floor above your heads. So it's not. There's a similar druid spell, but it's like alter terrain, and I was getting confused that that's what you were doing. If you create the
floor.
image.
Technically, I'm not doing anything, but if they see through it, then they have to do a DC check.
Okay. Go ahead and make your stealth check. If you fail, then they're gonna have to check against your spell save DC to be able to tell the illusion. Okay, so that's a fail for the party. So what's your... Let's see, what the freak is a sturge? So what's your save DC?
What's our proficiency bonus? It's 2 at
2.
Fizzle, right? Uh, 8 plus 5. Math. I can't do math right now. 13.
All right, and that is. So what kind of save is it?
Investigation check.
Successful. They don't have investigation. Okay. So an intelligence check. Wow, their intelligence is -4. All right. So 20 minus 4 versus 13. 8. They wake up and you can see them above, like the air above your whole party kind of shimmers with this illusion that Warlin has created as you look up and you see these kind of normal bats and these kind of gnarled, weird, curled up bat-like creatures. That again, whoever didn't give me a nature check last time can give me a nature check to know what they are, but you see them kind of rouse and look up and look straight at you, into your eyes. But the illusion that Warlin is conjuring prevents the party from being seen, and you can pass through the chamber unnoticed. And depending on, decide which way you're going from there. But we'll take our second break right here. All right, so Warlin has just very ingeniously filling the role of like party wizard, basically, cast a. Warlin? Are you doing I guess you're doing like an arcane trickster type thing? Has just ingeniously gotten you past all of these weird gnarled bat creatures that seem to be feeding on, although curiously living amongst the bats that live at the top of this cave. So you have relatively safe path. What's the spell duration on that? Is it concentration? Until the spell duration wears off, you have safe passage through this.
Let's see. How do I
this
display that?
chamber. Well, you can just tell me.
To concentration is or up to 10 minutes.
Okay, so until Warland takes damage or
Well, I
has to
failed
cast another
concentration.
spell or 10 minutes, whichever one comes first, you all have safe passage through this area. There's a large open area, seems to be full of trash, that descends down 10 feet, then a little plateau, then another 10 feet that you should be able to clearly see into the trash heap, and then there's the path straight across that you can see kind of some kobolds milling around in.
So, we're gonna fight.
Well, let's see. Laura,
Or
you're
go
in the
dumpster
lead.
diving.
Or maybe we could startle the bats and they'll just go kill the kobolds?
I'm gonna say from now on, if you guys want to talk to each other in this situation, you're gonna have to roll a stealth check to whisper quietly enough. Otherwise, somebody's just gonna have to lead the way.
We can use hand signals, can't we?
You can, if you can communicate to me through your webcam what you want, like through hand signals, but you can't say, I use a hand signal that means, let's go back and then to the left and then take a rest for a minute and then do a little dance. So you can use simple hand commands. So Laura, you're at the front of the pack. What's that, Corey?
Cantrips considered other spells?
Yeah. Yeah, they will break concentration. But only if they're concentration, I think. I think, like, you can concentrate on one thing until you cast another concentration spell. So you can keep concentration on one and cast an instantaneous thing, but you can only concentrate on one concentration spell at a time.
Okay. I was gonna say, if I could, then I can use, I can use whispers to whisper to people.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not concentration, then that's fine.
It's just a cantrip.
Are cantrips not concentration? Or do they not have that?
No, they're instant. Most
Okay.
of them are instant.
So yeah, whisper is fine. One minute passes.
Warland whispers to Gore, like you hear in your ear, Gore, it says, "Go forward." I don't know where we're going. I haven't been here in 3 weeks.
Well, this is the first time anybody's been here. You should know about as much as anybody else at this point. Your goal was just to observe the dragon cult. You got there, they were gone, and then you went into the cave and are causing all kinds of a ruckus now.
I'm gonna whisper to since this is basically a turn, I'm gonna whisper to everybody and say, everybody stop. Raise your hand if you know your way out of the cave.
Yalara would. And anybody else that...
We wouldn't know the way we came in. That's an exit.
Well,
it's
out of character here, you're a dwarf. You know absolutely where we're going underground, by the way.
I'm a human.
And there are no dwarves
You
in the
always
party.
play a dwarf. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to branch out. And by always play, you mean like the one other time that I got to play?
All right. Okay, so as I see Yalara raises her hand, I say, okay, I whisper to everybody, okay, everybody follow Yalara, take us out of here.
Gore shakes his head and smiles and looks like he's gonna run off and cause some chaos.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna shake my head. No.
Oh, I love this. You guys can't talk and you're trying to decide what to do.
Let's go. We don't have all day. Everybody follow Yalara.
All right. Everybody will get a surprise round since you knew the kobolds were there.
I think Yalara and I are doing a good job communicating. I think I know what she wants.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she knows what I
Yalara,
want.
Gore, and Ander are all on the same page. Let me clear your list. Okay. Everybody's gonna get a surprise round. But go ahead and roll initiative. Finally kind of starting to learn how to do this. Alright, that is everybody. Alright, we'll go in order of initiative for your surprise round, so... Well, actually, we'll go in marching order for your surprise rounds, because that makes more sense narratively. So, Yalara, what do you want to do? You see these kobolds kind of milling about in the corner. I know they all look like they're facing you, but they're not necessarily.
I'ma shoot one.
Okay.
Wait, what's this thing?
What thing? Oh yeah, you see kind of coming up from the darkness of the other staircase. And I mean, side note, when you guys like highlight things, I'm still getting used to like the dynamic lighting and stuff, and so when you ping stuff that you can see, that helps me know what you can see. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for calling things to my attention that I might not remember because I can't keep it all in my head just yet. But you see another kobold kind of emerging from the stairway, and he is floating because he has wings. He is flying, and he looks more draconic than the other just normal run-of-the-mill kobolds.
I want to get him.
Okay. He is going to have, probably, you're shooting through a lot of people. He's going to have 3/4 cover.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
you can thread the
split you
needle
off
if
now.
you want to.
Do what?
You can thread the needle. You can try and shoot him. He's not completely obscured, but
Okay,
it's
let's
going to be
do
a hard shot. Are you shooting the winged one or just a normal one? Winged one. Okay. Yeah, you miss. Your arrow goes kind of clattering in between, like down on the floor below one of the kobold's feet. And as you do, it kind of perks its ears since it had no idea that you were there, as Warlin does what?
I thought we were going in order of...
Oh yes, thank
He
you.
who's closest.
Again, I say one thing and then I immediately forget it, so thank you. Ander.
I'm shooting this guy right here.
Crossbow.
Light crossbow, yep.
Alright. Alright. As he kind of looks down at the floor where Yalara's arrow had clattered, he gets a crossbow bolt to the base of the medulla oblongata and falls face first to the cave floor. Let's see, next would be Gore.
I'm gonna charge.
We're all standing back taking shots at these things, and you're just like, yeah!
That's right.
It's Barbarian's way.
Though I always stop short.
Well, yeah,
If I
because
can.
you outreach everybody.
Eight damage.
All right.
On this one.
Yeah. He kind of looks at the ground where the arrow fell, and immediately looks and sees his buddy fall down as he gets a pike through the small of the back and out the chest, and is instantly killed. Julian.
Julian takes his lead of his comrade and continues.
Okay. The large
lucky.
butcher knife.
I'll use my inspiration for this one.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. I'm still not quite sure whether to make you all re-roll inspiration or just use the other die. I think I'm gonna call it right now that you have to re-roll it since you can see both rolls when you roll.
Yeah.
So as we go forward, it'll be a completely separate roll for inspiration. But that attack does miss. And then Warlin.
So the bats are nothing anymore?
As far as you know, they are baffled, and you guys have been in this chamber long enough that it looks like they've gone back to sleep. They're not like scouring the premises anymore for what sound had been made on the other side of the chamber. Back when you guys
Alright, I'm
were over
gonna
there.
slink over here and stealth. I want to stealth along the wall.
Okay.
Here, whatever
versus
that is. Climb up in
their
there.
perception, which is 8, which you beat handily. All right, so you are hidden from them. All right,
Throwing
now.
dart.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna have to look that up. I thought hide was an act. I thought it took an action to hide. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
I'll look it up for you.
All right. Well, I know that the rogue gets an ability where he can hide as a bonus action, but I think that for regular people to hide, it takes a full action. But the dart goes careening over the dead carcasses of the 2 kobolds that were just slain, and skewers this guy through the eye just as he looks back to see the party approaching, and dies a gruesome and grim, horrible death. We will go back to the top of the initiative order, which is Julienne.
Julian
Because that was a surprise round.
does stuff like continue.
And this kobold completely gets cut in half vertically, and now only the winged kobold is kind of flapping and hovering above the staircase. As he gets a turn, he turns towards Julian, and let's see, dagger. Strikes out with his dagger. 14 versus AC is not going to hit. And he's starting to look somewhat concerned. Warlin.
Or are you talking to me?
Yeah, Warlin, it's your turn. We came back to the top of the initiative order after the
Stop looking
Oh.
at your other screen.
I was looking at my book, dickhead.
Your book, Dickhead. Sounds like an interesting book.
Sounds like a great.
I said I was looking at my book, dickhead. He said I was looking at the other screen.
I know.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw another dart right over here. Dude.
All right. Winged kobold. All right, you manage to catch him through the chest, and he drops to the ground and is no longer flying, but looks extremely worse for the wear as you all hear a rustling and a rummaging and a as all the other kobolds in the barracks that you saw across the way seem to hear the commotion of the fight. And you see, let's see, Julian, you see gathering towards the bottom of the staircase that the winged kobold is in front of. You see many kobolds
Incoming.
and winged kobolds start to gather and come up the stairs towards you. You can't. Well, I mean, you can see whatever you can see as far as how many there are. Gore.
So apparently dash, disengage, dodge, help, hide, ready, search, or use an object. Those are all full actions, by the way.
Yeah, hide.
I have an ability that lets me hide as a bonus action.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm just
Can
making
you
sure.
take bonus actions at any time, or does it have to be after your action?
Nope. Take them at any time. Take an. Let's see. You can take any action. You can take a movement, action, or bonus action, or interaction at any time. Your reaction has to be in response to something. So, Gore.
Yeah, is this thing movable?
That's just a wooden bench that's sitting there. Yeah, it's absolutely movable.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and start pushing it over to the entrance to where the rest of the kobolds are.
Okay, you kind of run and jam it up against the winged kobold that's there. You know what? Go ahead and make a. We'll go ahead and say you just jam it up against it. Make an attack with. This would be you would not be proficient in this, so it'd be a disadvantage. Make an
What are you
attack.
talking about? He's a barbarian. He's completely proficient in table moving.
He is, but I'm considering an exotic weapon at this point. Just make an attack plus your strength. So just a 1d20 plus your strength modifier. I think technically you have disadvantage. Yeah. Attack with disadvantage plus your strength modifier. Crit!
Okay.
Yeah, since you crit on the first one, I'm gonna say, okay, so you run over to this bench and like grab one end of it and like start shoving it across the stone floor, and this kobold that has just fallen to the floor because it was, so injured, you just like completely smash it into jelly up against the other side of the cave wall at the top of these stairs with the edge of this bench, and it just like skull completely concaves and is just completely made a mess of. I'm not even gonna put a red X on it, it's just gone.
That was awesome.
That was
Barbarian rage quits again.
that was really good.
Can I
All
light
right.
it on fire as a bonus action?
No, not as a bonus action. You're gonna have to pull out your flint and tinder for that one. Okay, so, Ander.
Oh man, I'm gonna run up with my light crossbow, getting ready to, shoot anything that comes down that hallway.
Okay, go ahead and move your, yeah.
All right, and so since I see him coming down the stairs, I'm gonna go ahead and fire at the lead.
Sure. Now you all, from the bench, I'm going to say you all have half cover, but they also have half cover, so they're +2 to AC. And so are you. That, unfortunately, is not going to hit. Yulara, you see this gruesome and grisly scene unfold as the winged kobold was smashed to jelly.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get this next one.
Right. Unfortunately, the bench kind of blocks your view, and you can't quite seem to find your shot. Julian.
Julian is going to hog up the tunnel.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means.
Dodge action.
Okay, you take the dodge action. That's great. Oh boy, there's so many of these freaking things. I'm gonna say only like 3 of them could eat this point. So the first one takes a hack with its scimitar. I'm sorry, dagger. Uh, 13 versus AC is not going to hit. The next one takes a shot with its sling. The one directly behind it, not the winged one. Ooh, and it crits.
At disadvantage.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me of that. If it crits again, I'm going to be... Oh, wow, it super doesn't crit. Okay, it misses totally.
Okay.
And the next one's got the winged one's slightly better. But does it have any ranged? It does not. Okay. The winged one flies, and I'm not sure how to show this on the Roll20 map. So I'm just going to move it kind of in between on top of you. Hopefully that will work. The winged one kind of bends down towards the ground and picks up a pretty nasty, heavy-looking rock and flies up above your head and tries to drop the rock on top of your head. 17 versus AC.
Disadvantage? Question mark?
Yeah. I mean, you're taking the dodge action.
Yeah.
Is that all attacks against you or just the
Yep.
next? I'm not sure. Yeah, all attacks this turn. Okay.
Yep.
So disadvantage, +5. 15 versus AC?
That'll miss.
Okay. So he drops a rock and just... You're ready for it. You're nimble. You're on your feet. Balls of your toes. And
Good luck,
are able
homeboy.
to dodge. And he kind of flies
no
on.
Duncan today.
He kind of flies on past you after dropping the rock and hovers around behind you. All right, Warland.
You're up, Warland.
Warland takes the cuddle the child action. That's all right. We'll say that he holds. Gore.
Okay, I can't see anything, so I'm going to move in front of the bench. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
This thing's still alive?
Yeah, there's a winged kobold
Yep.
that just tried to drop a rock on Julian right on the other side of the bench.
Okay, I'm going to kill.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Roll a 1d100. 54. Let's see here. 54. Exposed defenses. Your swing unbalances you so much that your target may take one melee attack against you as a reaction. So it will
Bring
do
it
that
on.
right now. And that is a 9 versus AC.
He ran out of rocks.
Yeah, he just tried to swipe at you with like his pinky toe. Alright, Ander.
Well, since the winged one is right here, I'm gonna go ahead and try and shoot it. Ugh.
The bolt is not able to find its purchase.
The right here to give myself better clubbing ability, so to speak, next go around.
Yeah, I'll say that where you could whack at it over top of the bench. It's still gonna have half
All right.
cover, but all right,
So
Yulara.
that's fine.
Well, I'm thinking that the short bow has not been serving me well.
Whale.
So maybe it's time for some shillelagh on that quarterstaff.
Maybe it's time to turn into a bear. I'm just
Do I?
nothing. Yeah, shillelagh it up. All right. Wow. Okay. So you just go hop over. You like plant one foot on the bench and leap over it as you cast like some crackling green druidic magic onto your quarterstaff, and it begins